Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of MK Invasion. I'm Coley, also known as Coley Ufo. And yeah, we got some exciting stuff going on tonight. But before I get into that, tonight's sponsor, Movie Thief, the brand new feature length parody film from Forever Entertainment. If you like movies, scary movies, this is the Movie Thief will parody of all major horror films and even some indie films. So the brand new Kickstarter campaign for the movie goes live Friday at midnight. Assistant producer credits will be $99 for one day. Sign up to your favorite horror icon, give customer acting roles, official producer credits, and merchandise, and lots more. So that's pretty awesome. Tonight we have Christopher and Patience, and you might know Christopher from the Paranormal Playbook. Yeah, without further ado, we'll bring them out and tell you hello.
I was going to take my hat off again as a
Yeah,
disguise.
yeah. Oh,
Yes,
that's
anybody would
good.
normally
That'd
know
be
me, so they wouldn't
mean.
recognize me.
I'd be like, who is that guy?
It's a disguise.
Oh my god, that was so stupid that I. Well, you do. Like I said, as soon as you said that, I was like, oh yeah, that's exactly it. That's what's going on. So he didn't have his hat on, and if you've watched before in some of the other podcasts he's done, he's always got it on and tilted to a certain way. So that's like, I've never really gotten a chance to meet you before, so that's just how I know you. And I was like, who is? I even called him by the wrong name, so. I was confused, and then when you put your hat on, I'm like, oh, there it is, there it is. You're not going to be able to escape that look now. Everybody's going to know you from the hat.
Ironically, it was only about a year and a half ago that I started wearing it this way.
And it stuck out in my head. Yeah. Hi, Tiffany. Yes. No, and it stuck out enough for me to be like, oh yeah, no, I who is that? But yeah, so you guys are here tonight. So that means, and how we do it on MK Invasion, I always tell my audience, if you're listening, and you'll start to see they'll come in and chat. So, but anyway, I kind of get to find out, not always in advance. And then, so tonight we're doing obviously paranormal, and I'm assuming Patience, you're in the paranormal. And so, do you guys want to go ahead and give your introductions? Because we don't do introductions here either. We let you guys do yours. I'm not sure how you do it over there, but
Well, why don't
you want to go first, Christopher? Yeah.
Oh, this is always the hard part for me because I've got my hands.
Well,
in so
this
many
is
different
I always
things.
ask, can you tell them who you are, what you do, and why you do it? Just
It's
like
what
2
I
minutes.
do that's the hard part because I've got my hands in so many things.
Facts.
But for anybody that doesn't know me, my name is Christopher. I'm a psychic medium. I'm the house psychic at the Fairfield County Infirmary in Lancaster. I'm also a writer. My first book is scheduled to come out in August of this year. I'm the co-founder of Crooked Path Paranormal. We just did our first live investigation last night instead of a recorded video. I've got my hands in a little bit of everything. But why do I do what I do? Well, at 10 years old, I was launched into the world of being a psychic medium without any ability to break the fall, so to speak. I was
So you didn't have anything. See, mine started when I was as far back as I could remember. I could see auras around people. You just at 10 years old, just instantly, like, that's how it happened with you?
It's like the floodgates opened, and that was the end.
Wow. That's crazy. So just like one day you're sleeping, and the next, like you wake up the next day and
I had
now
a
you can see
dream that
spirits.
a friend of our family's had passed away. 3 days
Oh,
later,
how
she
did that
died,
feel?
and then there she was talking to me.
Oh, wow.
There was no closing that door.
No, there's not. Not once you open it. Wow.
Nor would I want to.
No, I get that. I can relate to that. Like I grew up seeing spirits, but mine obviously occurred in a different way. And I definitely want to talk to you more about that. Patience, how about you?
So I'm a paranormal investigator. I am one of the tour guides. Yeah. I'm one of the tour guides at Fairfield County Infirmary. Christopher likes to say I'm the tour guide, but I'm not. We have multiple tour guides at Fairfield.
Oh, so you guys are together then? Like,
yeah.
You work at the same place?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
yep.
Wow.
That's my best friend right there.
That's how you know him so well.
That's where we met.
I was like, okay, but sometimes people go on shows and then they think that and I didn't know. I was like, how does she know you so well? But I didn't ask. I mean,
no, we've had some great adventures together.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah. Because behind stage, she's like, no, I'll give him a call. And then I heard like something, and I was like, they must know it. So I didn't even get that far into it.
I tried to call him. So yeah, he didn't answer me.
Yeah, I know. I was like, well, she has his number, so I'm like, she must know him. That I didn't know the dynamic, so that's cool.
Yeah, I don't answer my phone for anybody when they call. My phone's been in do not disturb for 5 years.
Text, like call, whatever. He doesn't answer it unless it's like 5 to 10 business days later.
Business weeks.
I'm really bad too. Oh, that's like people's biggest complaint. So you do tours at the same is that okay? That's awesome. What else? That's probably a pretty big compliment if he tells you give the best tours.
Yeah, well, I like to say I don't give the best tours. I like to say that one of our other tour guides, Brent Fair, who his wife and him have a business called Creepy Crates. I like to say they give the best tours, but Christopher likes to say that I do, and I'm like, no. Like, I think we all give our own unique spin on the tours, so.
I love that. I used to do zipline tours, so we had our own little way and so it was so much fun to go through it. And it takes it's not just, there's a personality behind it. Mm-hmm. Like I always felt like I was like a little in character when I go and do it, but that's how it's fun, and it makes it fun for other people. So. Yep. Yeah. So what makes her stand out, Christopher? Like what about her tour?
She's just so extremely knowledgeable of the history, and she spent so much time in that building. She knows, I think, better than almost anybody, the intricacies of who's there, and is able to fuse that into a historical tour without losing the emphasis on the history.
Yeah, definitely. And so do you guys like kind of tell jokes, and do you have your own little spiel that you do on each of it? So
actually, yeah, when we're giving the rules for any, like if we're doing like a public ghost hunt and not like our flashlight tours, but if we're giving like a public ghost hunt, one of our big funny things is that we tell people that if they die here, they have to haunt here. And then we also
and they tell them we'll be able to see them. Yeah.
Yep. And then we also tell them during the like rules portion of like claim it and blame it is what we call it. So say their stomachs rumble after we feed them, or they let out gas, whatever. Everybody's stomach does it on an investigation. We tell them they either have to claim it for themselves or blame it on their friends.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
We used to play zipline games. Like I was a guide trainer, so I teach them how to do the tours. So I'm, like that is, so I understand like that aspect of it. I'm always curious as to, yeah, it was a lot of fun. Doing stuff like that is a lot of fun.
We do have a lot of fun over there.
We do.
I bet.
And sometimes the spirits there are fun too. They engage in it as well.
So what kind of, I've been on many overnights and done all that. Like my favorite piece of equipment, I wish I could show you, but it's like across the room, is I have one of the Huff portals. So I've always got, like the Wonderbox portals. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, I used to be the person, like I had all times I'd have a ghost hunt, like, like an EMF, or I'd have like something in I've dowsing rods, something in my purse, like K3 meter. I mean, God only knows what I'd be pulling out. It was so funny because that's how into it I was, into the paranormal. So I understand that different places, like kind of, what's the back end story? Hey, Mad Maximus, what's the back end story to the haunted? Like who's there? What's going on? And like, can you give me a little tour, I guess, of the place?
Why don't you kind of start it off, Christopher?
Yeah, Christopher.
Oh no, I love your tours. I want to hear you.
Yeah, we want to hear. Yeah, we just pretend like we're on a tour. Patience. Start us off, like just give me the rundown on what spirits you got going on over there.
It changes on a dime. I tell people this every time when they ask me. But like the main people that we've come in contact with, that historically we can back up, because we haven't been able to find like historical records on a couple of our people, which you and I need to really delve into that, Christopher. But is Jane Householder, and her story is a really tragic story. Essentially, she had been one of the oldest residents living inside the building. She had been sick. She told the nurses that she didn't want to stay in her room anymore. She needed to get out for a little bit. They told her no, so she just went about her day anyway and went down to what they called the women's day room inside of the building. And from what we know in the historical records, they said that she had lit a fire or messed with a fire, and it kicked back onto her dress and engulfed her into flames. What Christopher, though, has found out involving Jane through his abilities kind of give it a better in-depth story, and I'll let him say his portion involving Jane. But once the fire went back onto her dress, it engulfed her completely. They put her out, couldn't tell that she even had a dress on anymore, and 9 hours later she died inside of the building, and she's actually buried up in the cemetery that's on the property as well.
Oh yeah, for sure she's lingering around.
Oh yeah. But Christopher's abilities have helped us actually to kind of connect with her a little bit more. So why don't you talk about what we've had happen with her, Christopher?
So I've heard Jane's story enough that when I hear someone telling the story, or at least one of the times I heard someone telling the story, she presented herself to me very clearly. I had an image of what she looked like in the building based on what would have happened after the fire. We had a general idea of where this would have been, either on the second floor or third floor. One day I was in that space up on the third floor, and I walked past a room, and this woman in the room had enough energy. I could see her very clearly, just like I could see you on the screen. It was this tiny, elderly woman wearing this large, oversized gray sweater. And I remember thinking, she looks lost. It's like she doesn't know where she is. And I'm thinking, maybe she's got dementia. I'm going to just hang out here and see what I can find out about this woman. And as I stayed in the space, Jane entered the space. Like I said, I knew very well what Jane looked like. And I'm like, oh my God, they were here at the same time. Okay. So as it's playing out, Jane looks at the woman and says, Vivian, please give me back my sweater. I'm cold. And my mind is going, oh, okay, this could relate to the day of the fire if she's saying she's cold. Like, this explains why this older woman's sweater is so large. Jane is bigger than Vivian, and she's now saying, give me back my sweater. Vivian looks at Jane and says, that Janie is so sweet to give me her sweater. And I went, okay, there's the dementia. I'm right. She doesn't get this conversation that's happening. So the whole conversation unfolds a second time, and then Jane storms out of the room. And I'm pretty sure that leads to when she started the fire. It was.
So is this playing like a residual? Like, are you watching this occur time after time?
This unfold, and like it's like I'm in the room as it's unfolding. This is.
Yeah, like, do they notice you're in there, or is it like I always say, like sometimes when it's something like, you know, it's like they play it and they don't. It's not necessarily for you. You know, some of them are interacting with you, but some of them are just like carrying out a scene. Like it's like they do it over and over again. Do you think it was?
I feel like Jane was making sure I saw this. She wanted more of her story to be out there because she knows we tell her story all the time. She wanted the rest of it to be out there.
Okay, thank you. I just didn't know what, you know, I was just kind of trying to, I'm getting into the story. So,
well, I'd say it was 2 years ago now. We did a public ghost hunt on Jane's birthday.
Yep, June 1st.
And we brought her
June 2nd.
flowers. We did a seance session.
So you're real attached to her, huh?
Yeah, we did a seance session with the intention of connecting to her, and we did. We had a great connection. We were using a spirit board for connection. After I spent a good half hour talking to her, I opened the floor where other people could ask questions. And I very strict about rules. I mean, we're not going to ask, how did you die? One, I'm pretty sure she knows how she dies. Two, I think there's a lot of spirits that don't know they're dead, and that's not how they need to find out because some asshole asked them, how did you die? You know, can you imagine?
Oh, no, I would tell them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
That's not the way to do it. If I'm dead and I don't know it, I don't need somebody looking at me and going, well, how'd you die? And I'm like, what?
What if they're stuck here because they don't know it? That's what I always think in my head. What if they're stuck here because they don't know it?
I think there's a sensitive way to bridge that gap and to let them know. And it's not to just drop.
But you have some real empathy for spirits. I've never, you really connect to them, huh?
I do. I've been doing this for a long time.
So have I. This has been my entire life, but I'm not an empath.
Well, I'm not for the living.
Definitely not an impact for the living.
Somehow I can see this. Somehow I can see this. All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I opened the floor for questions that night, one of the questions that was
Anthony
asked
just said
was, how do you feel that we came here tonight to celebrate your birthday? She told us she felt loved. Somebody asked her what was her favorite hobby, and she spelled out knitting. And I was just like, oh my God, she knit the sweater. I mean, she knit the oversized gray sweater. It never occurred to me that she actually knit it. But another thing she told us, she wanted us to leave one of her flowers for Vivian. So any role Vivian may have had leading up to that moment of her death, she didn't hold a grudge. She didn't have animosity toward her.
Well, and we just passed Jane's death date, too. I realized it the other day when I was doing a tour. I was like, oh, man, we just passed March 22nd. Like, it's been some time.
My Psychic Sunday was on the 29th. You'll be very proud of me that I did mention we were 1 week out from the anniversary on my Psychic Sunday tour. So.
You want to know what's insane, though? I'm pretty sure I told my tour that Sunday, because I did the tour that Sunday. Pretty sure I told them that we don't talk about it. And I think that was Jane telling me I didn't want to talk about it that night.
So has she ever said to you, like, I mean, obviously now she knows she's dead, right?
Oh, yeah, she knows.
Okay, so has she ever said, like, do they have feeling over there? Do you think that they feel the same kind of emotions that we feel, or have you asked? I guess I've never tuned in to stuff like that before.
With her specifically, she does, and she doesn't like to talk about her death. And sometimes she will, but most of the time she doesn't, especially around that time of year.
So you think they experience time?
Mm-hmm.
As well.
They for sure do. Especially the ones that are super intelligent at the infirmary. They definitely pay attention to the time.
Yeah, I think many of them think like we do and to some degree act like we do if they've got the energy to do that. It's interesting watching some of them over there pick up energy over the years. Like, I mean, the ones in my office are picking up energy.
Yeah.
All of a sudden they're moving things around in my office. I'm watching them actually gain energy. It started with like power cords. Power cords would lift and drop. And then my keys would lift and drop. And now they're trying to pull tissue out of the tissue box. You can see upward pulls on the tissue, like they're trying to get it out of there. This is why I always have to unplug my heater. I don't just turn it off. I unplug it because I'm convinced they can turn it back on.
Oh,
I don't think they can yet plug it back in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Well,
and it's like all of the sounds that people have been experiencing have just kind of amplified in the last 2 years. Like the biggest thing that we're getting out of people, especially the last like 6 to 8 months, is the sound of heavy boot steps. And they're specifically saying boot steps, not just like feet steps, not just like people walking, like specifically boot steps happening. So,
well, I mean, look what happened to us last night in our live. We were convinced someone was in the building for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I bet.
Those footsteps.
So do you have like equipment going, or like? So are you both in the same location that when you usually stream for the show?
Well, last night I was with my buddy Noah Flynn, the other half of Crooked Path Paranormal. It was the two of us last night. We booked the building so we could do a live investigation.
Oh, okay. So I didn't know that was last night. I heard you say that, but I did not know that was last night. Okay, I'm fine.
No, we were working through something and had a major distraction by footsteps that were so loud. We actually thought someone broke into the building. We stopped what we were doing and searched the building to make sure no one was there.
The funny part was that you went outside and the cops were outside.
Yeah, which isn't uncommon.
No.
They're very good to us. They do a great job checking on us in the building, make sure everything's all right.
Thank you, Anthony.
After we search the building, let's go outside, see if there's a car parked out there.
So what do they usually, why are they usually staking out the place then, Christopher?
Well, because we have had break-ins before, so they're just really good
so it's
about
not just for anybody working there or owner. Okay, I'm just making
No, not at all.
I'm like playing.
They're really good guys in the building.
So when the property closed in 2013, it was abandoned until 2018, and it was part of the cops like checking to make sure that nothing happened because it's still technically owned.
They're always, even the places like the manors I've been at, they've said the same thing, that vandalism is at such a high rate. There's nothing they can do to stop it.
What's insane is like no vandalism happened in those 4 to 5 years that the building was closed. But it was just part of the security watch, since it was still owned by the county, to watch it to make sure nothing happened to it. But like Christopher said, about a year and a half ago, our break-ins got really bad because our popularity at the building kind of grew, because we had Project Fear out again. We had Sam and Colby out again. So a lot of people were trying to like go to the building when they weren't supposed to be going to the building. And so we had a few actual accomplished break-ins happen. And so the cops just check the building more frequently now than they used to in the past.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The timing last night was just wild. The fact that 3 squads pulled in. For a moment, they had their lights on. We're like, what is happening here? After we just spent all that time searching the building.
Well, no, right. Like, is somebody caught outside? I mean, there's so many different things that could happen.
Right. And then they left very quickly. We went back to it, and there was one other time we heard it again, and I finally said, all right, the way this is playing out, this is not somebody moving around. The distance doesn't make sense. This is not a person. Somebody's trying to distract us from what we're doing.
Hi, Mandy.
We were working on something kind of deep.
What were you working on?
I don't entirely know yet. There's still layers that we're unraveling to this. Last night's adventure did not end in one night. That's a common thing for us in our investigations.
What's your intention? Like, what is your premise on it? What do you think is so? Because you used a pretty profound like statement that right there. Like, what do you think it is? What's your theory on it?
We are working on something that energetically connects different locations we've been, and not all in the same area. I mean, we're talking different states, just different timelines and things that should not be connected. And this tapestry of like spirit guides and past life work and history and all these things that are drawing these locations together. This very much tied into something that's stepped out recently or stepped forward recently and is still pretty new. And I don't want to say too much because there's going to be a whole series about when this lid actually blew off of this. We'll be putting out a series.
Okay, fair enough. But can you tell me
What's that?
Can you tell me? I mean, you can't just. I mean, you got to tell us what this is in the realm of. Is it spirit communication? Is it? See, if you put me on big screen though, because I was a therapist, I can read his facial language. I need to see him to know when I'm asking a question. Anthony, you told. There we go. Okay, this is way better. So, does this have to do with? I mean, you gotta just give us a little bit of direction here. Does it have to do with like spirit communication? Does it have to do with,
It does have to do with spirit communication. What we're kind of zeroing in toward, it definitely involves psychic energy and some things that I think have been done in the past or are still being done, which allows things that shouldn't be connected to connect just through the higher psychic vibrations.
like such as the CE5 you talked about earlier. And we talked about it. Yeah.
It's very similar to like that graph of.
Well, and
so is it a protocol that you're doing that you think spirit communication can occur at?
I mean, we have used CE5 as a part of this as well. Like as we're diving into something like, all right, let's try CE5, see if we can get any deeper insight. And what Noah and I have discovered is that combining CE5 and the Estes method is just mind-blowing.
Yeah. So it's sensory deprivation then.
Right. The things that start coming through the Estes method during or after a CE5 to me are just next level.
I bet if you did, have you ever thought about doing a ceremony like what everybody in the UFO field uses to get to like a Cambo ceremony, like a plant medicine ceremony?
Oh yeah, I've definitely thought about that. I've not had an opportunity to do it yet, but yes, that would be incredible.
I bet you get somewhere, but yeah, no, you're at the right. You're thinking along the right lines because there is something with the CE5 and the shift in frequency, and I know that like my spirit box is picked up, and they're like it's something is outside, and I've gone out there before, and like that was when I saw one of the crafts, and I was like, so. And I've talked to a lot of people. Like if you talk to Steve Mira, like he'll tell you like one thing, or if you go to different people like about the phenomenon and how you engage it and how it engages you. So it's all very fascinating.
When I've talked with Christopher about this, I've done one of Andrea Perrin's big group get-togethers where she connects to the UFOs and everything, and it's just so interesting to see how people connect to them. Andrea's way of connecting to them.
You get locked in. It's a dynamic. Yeah. I've seen so many crafts. I've seen over 100 crafts, I bet, or more. I've got pictures and videos. And when you do, there's like a locked in period. You anticipate it. It anticipates you. It knows you better than you know yourself, just like the paranormal. Paranormal knows you're coming days before you know you're coming.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and that's something that we've talked about is some of these places that he's talking about that intertwine with each other, which this is something that him and I started working on prior to him and Noah, and it just kind of blew up when him and Noah got together because Noah's energy is so set with ours. Yeah, it's so set with our energy that when we added Noah to everything, like our lives in general, like it set a pace. It intensifies. Yeah.
Well, you could over electronics, like again, when two mediums come together, that's why sometimes they're oppositional with one another. They can tell because there's that push pull, but eventually it's kind of like, you find that middle ground. That's exactly how I find it. And then that energy that's there, it expands. Anytime I've been like, especially if I'm in person and I can feel that, like, it's just like it will take how normally and then it like shoots it up. I feel like it intensifies it.
Hey, Anthony, can you put that comment back up real quick?
Oh, Kurtz, the Estes method needs to be used more, in my opinion, by people who do it correctly. I feel you get so in tune and you can get things that you wouldn't be able to otherwise. Kurt W75, yeah, he's great. He's on my team.
Christopher had made a comment once to me that if I'm in a room with him when he's doing an Estes, he feels like stuff gets brought out more. And I think I'm the same way. Like when I'm under, he brings more out with it as well. It's like my tune-in abilities, like Kurt was saying, tuning in. My tune-in abilities get more in-depth. It's almost like I'm doing an astral projection while in an Estes method. And Christopher's done it too. He's actually astral projected to the other side of the building while he's done an Estes method.
Yeah, no, I don't. I see my way of doing it is I do it like where I kind of like am an orb. Like if I know what somebody sounds like and looks like, I can boom. But I do not go through like the vibrational part or anything like that. But I think in sensory deprivation, like there's so many possibilities. I don't know. That's interesting that you do it that way.
For me, I drop into a meditative state so easily. Like, I mean, the moment I can't see and hear, I'm just gone and I'm able to drop into a full channel.
See, as a medium, do you like that part of it? Because that's the part when I first like started, I had to be taken to somebody to learn how to get it in control because they were coming, they wanted stuff, they wanted me to give Christmas gifts, the dreams. I had the death dreams, I have the birth dreams, the whole 9 yards. So I was like, I had to learn how to get this under control. And so I remember she's like, this lady Catherine, who's the one who mentored me. She's like, "Oh, do you see Ramuse? Ramuse is my," and I just saw this like burst of light, and my head went back, and my eyes were like flickering, and I was like, "Man, this freaks me out." But that's how I found out about the channeling part. So, do you think it's like you go into like, what's that state like for you? It's different for everybody. It really is different.
It is, and I'm very comfortable in that state. I will say that when I channel, I don't ever remember what came out of it.
Right.
If I drop in at that level, you're going to have to tell me everything that came out. I will not remember any of it. But what's cool is if I connect to the same spirit multiple times, I will come out of it and I'll be like, oh, I know who that was. I know how that feels. That was Jane, or that was this person. Or there's other times I just come out of it and I'm like, I don't know who the hell that was. This feels very unfamiliar.
I've been there multiple times for that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's wow. That's amazing. You do though. It's all, you know what? I was not as freaked out, but along the lines because there's so much I thought that through this, the paranormal was what I knew best. You know, I felt like I grew up with the paranormal, but the moment like I realized that there is some trickery that goes into this, there is a level of like that negative spirit and energy that goes into this that really bothered me. So I was like, like kept him at arm's length, if that makes sense. And Anthony said you should do a reading for me. Do you do readings like that? I don't do, like, my readings are a little bit different. I go through like haunted. I'm the medium, like whatever, but I'm not much of a reading person. I kind of, if I pick up on it or if I see somebody. But Anthony said you should do a reading.
Christopher does
readings. Yeah.
I
would
do
love
readings
one
all the time. I just spent my entire weekend doing readings. We had
Can you
flashlight
do one
tours at
now?
FCI Friday night and my office was open. Saturday I had a psychic fair at the Hen Mansion in Euclid, Ohio, and Sunday I had my psychic Sunday at FCI. So
you sound very warmed up. You want to do one right now?
I can do one right. I did about 10
of them last night.
Paranormal.
Yeah.
You got your cards right there, Christopher?
What's that?
Oh, I love cards. Okay.
Do you have your cards right there?
I always keep cards at this desk.
Oh, I like this. Is great. Yeah, no, I love
This
it.
isn't my normal deck that you see, that you know.
I
That's
didn't
downstairs.
know this
I have to
even
have one.
better.
I have to have one nearby at all times. So this one just stays at the desk. There's the one that always moves with me.
Which is the one you did everybody's readings on last night.
Right.
I didn't know you did this. This is how I missed this. I don't know. This is definitely.
Normally, I just do on a show like this, I normally just do a quick one card for someone. I'm going to flip 3 for you.
Yay.
I want to see the story that 3 tells. And the fact that I even feel the need to do it that way.
No, I'm joking.
That says something too. I'm like, there's something here you need to hear.
That's awesome. I'm all about this. I really am. You have no idea. Like, I love it. I've tried the cards. I got to wrapping them in silk, but I was not my, everybody has their different deal, but I won't distract you. Yeah.
I probably have over 1,000 decks in my house.
That's amazing. Are they all wrapped in like silk?
No.
No, thank God. I thought that was how you had to do it. Mine looked more like the Uno cards would around your house. That's probably why I could, I've always wanted to, and I understand them. Like I have on my show, I have somebody who comes in and does monthly. She's kind of our spiritual guru, I call her. But yeah, no, that's awesome.
Okay.
Ooh, I'm
that's
excited.
Interesting. I'm going to show you what the 3 are. I know it's a little hard to see. It's the 10 of Wands into the Magician. That's a better angle. You can see a little better.
Yes. So that's very significant to me. Yeah.
Into the High Priestess, but
upside
reversed.
Oh, crap.
Well, the story this tells, when we go from a feeling of we're running in circles, we know what it is we want to accomplish, but it's just not getting there. And it's not because we're not doing anything on the most basic level. It's because we're probably not doing exactly what needs to be done in the moment, but we're missing it. We're not realizing that. Then we go to the Magician and our High Priestess reversed. The way I would put this all together, somewhere, I'm not just going to put this at a basic level of somewhere you're feeling stuck. That's not descriptive enough of this energy. This is more somewhere you feel like you've got a clear vision. You know what you want. You want to get this done, but you're not getting it done. It's not happening. It's not playing out. There's too many things in motion around this. There's the practical pieces. There's your practical self, your spiritual self, and it's like they're in conflict with each other. They're not being allowed to both thrive the way they need to with whatever this is you're trying to get done and feel like you can't get done, and you keep hitting this roadblock. You need to reassess how the practical piece of you and the spiritual piece of you is coming together to accomplish whatever this is.
Very good. So what's the outcome of this?
Well, that's up to you. Once you reassess how those two things, the practical and the spiritual, once you reassess, that's going to influence the outcome. So based on what I just pulled, that wasn't for an outcome. This is what you need to do to get the outcome you want.
What if I don't know for certain what is the outcome of this? Can you give me some direction, please?
The fact that it's referencing your spiritual side, I would say, is asking you to put more weight there than on the practical piece. So there's a door open for you to step through it and to figure this out and do this.
What is the High Priestess upside down, though?
The High Priestess, to me, is one of the most spiritual cards in the deck.
Upside down.
And when you take that and reverse it, we're not necessarily blocking some of that spirituality. We're standing in its way.
Mm-hmm.
We're diverting the energy elsewhere and not allowing it to go where it's supposed to go.
Oh, gosh. See, you're onto something right there. You're onto something.
That statement, diverting the energy elsewhere and not allowing it to go where it's supposed to go. I think that's a big clue for you right there.
Yeah. No, I recently have been diving into, I've got a very rare blood type, but it gets even weirder than that. So that's why I'm wondering, could you, like, are you picking up anything else? Is there any, because I don't even, there's something that I'm not even wanting to entertain could be a possibility because of all this. But I there's a whole part of like my story that I have not even like talked about, but they've monitored my blood very closely. And so there's a part of this, and this is weird. It sounds weird, except for my audience is going to know, like they've heard me talk a little bit about this, but I'm just wondering, like, if this spiritually is something, I don't know, like, can you, I mean, are you getting anything more than that? Because there's something so weird behind this, and I have not like have talked about it publicly at all, but I'm just wondering if you picked up on any of that.
Intuitively, it seems to me that whatever this is that you don't necessarily want to entertain needs a little bit more attention.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you. That was very good.
I mean,
no, go ahead.
Again, from an intuitive perspective, I'm not going to say that that's even going to play out exactly the way you don't want it to. I understand you have your reasons for not wanting to entertain this. It seems to me you need to entertain this, and it's not going to play out the way you don't want it to. But still, there's something you're meant to pull away from this. There's something you're meant to learn from this or integrate into everything else.
Yeah.
So
it is so weird. Yeah. Okay. Keep going.
Whether you want to go there or not, you're meant to.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God. I knew you were going to say that.
But that's not going to play into what your greatest fears might be. It's not going to play into your greatest fears. It's
so you're saying what my biggest fear is not really what it is. Like, but this is definitely something, and so this fear that I have.
But you still can't just bury this.
You're right.
You still can't just bury it.
Outcome. I'm going to bury this because I don't want this happening. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Oh my God!
And this is saying you can't bury it either way.
Right. Well, it's like,
we gotta go. I don't know if I can handle this all. I'm joking. I'm sorry, patient.
It's like what I said to Christopher on Sunday. He gave me specific homework to try and help me let my abilities come out more. And
if
it's
you guys
like
only knew though, it's that weird. I
didn't do that homework, and my abilities still came out because they were wanting to come out. It just came out in a different outcome.
It's true.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. But I'm telling you, like, I've been able to wrap my mind around some things in life before, and this, like, literally is something I cannot wrap my mind. And that says a lot if somebody even knows. Like, 2 weeks, I like sat there and I was like, so I am just gonna say, like, before anything, I'm like totally blown away. That's great. I'm glad that you went into it like a step further, but man, oh man, that is like profound. Yeah, no, I'm sold.
His reading he gave me yesterday was out the water. So,
oh my God, yeah.
It's interesting because the whole energy around this is a little bit somewhere between you're being gently guided a certain direction, and if you don't go, that's going to go from a gentle guide to a kick in the ass. That's how it feels.
But you feel like this is something on a spiritual level, right?
Yes.
Okay. Because I mean, life and spiritual life are totally different. But this is definitely
well, I think the word I use is practical. Practical versus spiritual. Those are the words I use.
But this would be a merging point between both.
Correct.
Like this. Exactly. That's exactly. You guys have no idea how weird this is. But yeah. I have not talked about any of this, but it's weird. It really is weird. So thank you for that. Man, you just now shoved me. Now I have to, when I've been trying to, Christopher, I have been trying to find any way of suppressing this down and just moving past it and forgetting about it. You made me like, now I got to walk the talk. Man, I owe you one for that. I owe you one. That's awesome, though. No, yeah, that was fantastic.
I'm really here to be that kick in the ass. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, that's exactly what that was. Oh my God. I didn't know how I was going to handle this. You have no idea. And how badly I don't even want to talk about it even. And it's now something, yeah. I owe you one for this. I really do. And I'm sure that it probably will not be as bad as what I've got envisioned in my head. But if it is, Christopher, I'm coming for you, okay? Just so we're clear. Just saying. Yeah, no, that's fantastic. You just let me know what your yeah. We'll exchange like snail mail information after the show. Just
Right.
to
And this is for Mandy, since Mandy asked.
Yeah. Mandy asked.
Oh.
Mandy's got the Three of Pentacles reversed. Let me show you the upright version. I think I found finally just the right angle to show these off.
Yeah, right there.
The reversal here indicates where balance is needed in regard to what we want to do and what we have to do. Those are often two very contradictory things in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
What we have to do never really goes away. What we want to do is a little bit harder to integrate when what we have to do seems to overshadow everything else. When the work we do comes from a place of also being what we want to do, you would think that's a good thing, right? When somebody's in a place of every day they get to do what they want to do, and it plays out in a way that this translates into what they have to do as well, you'd think that's good. But to me, yeah, it is good. It also complicates that balance even further. So this is really asking you to look at and differentiate between things you want to do, things you have to do, create the third category of where those things come together, they coexist, but still those need each their individual attention in your life right now. The things you want to do, the things you have to do, and the places you're able to integrate those. Look at them as three distinct categories and give them each the attention they need. And that's going to give you a different sense of flow right now.
Mandy, does that make sense? Just gonna make sure. Mandy's. We gotta know here. You're pretty good at these cards, huh? How long have you been doing it, Chris? Can I call you Chris or is it Christopher?
Christopher, thank you for asking. I'm very particular about that. Since I was 10.
Oh, I got the vibe before you even said it. Sorry. Keep going.
I've been working with cards since I was 10, so for 33 years.
Wow. You're younger than me by like a couple, give or take.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
Me either. No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
Is it amazing when you find people in the wild, Christopher, that are younger than you?
I know it doesn't happen often, especially considering how many different lifetimes I've lived.
Oh, many.
Don't get Christopher started on that.
Oh yeah, I'm not doing this another round. I don't care what anybody says. I'm finding a way, and I am not doing this whole Earth thing another round. You can't.
Christopher's done it so many times.
Oh God,
I have. That's why I can't even wear my hat like a normal person. That relates to it.
I say this all the time. I'm like, you cannot. There's no possible way. This is the last time I'm learning every lesson.
I've been wearing my hat crooked for 160 years.
I know, like it feels that way. It really, I can go through. I've gone through like the Akashic records and all that stuff, and I'm like, oh, I am not. I've said this every time. I'm like, this is it. We have gone too far, and I could see my big mouth running. Like, oh yeah, no, throw everything you got at me. I got this. Like, no big deal. It's like my big mouth probably did this to myself over. This whole soul contract. I'm not even joking. I'm not doing this another round. You gotta say I gotta go somewhere else and try another way of life here. This is crazy. This do you feel that way? Am I the only one?
I do feel that way. And, I feel like I'm getting closer to a place where I wouldn't have to come back. But even this next time around, I don't think it's not that I'm not there. It's that there's stuff I need to do yet.
I'm on. Not me. Nope. Yeah, I'll see. I'll catch you on the next round over there. Because
I guess for me, even this next time around in this next lifetime, it's almost like it ties right into what I was talking about with Mandy's reading. Difference between what we need to do, we want to do, and that third category where those can merge, but we still need to look at it separately.
Oh, God damn you.
I don't know. I think I'm going to be a little bit there in my next lifetime. Things I want to do, things I have to do, and getting to merge that. I think I'll be in a place where I have more control over it then. I might.
Oh boy. Look who makes sense again. I get that, but that's really gambling right there, Christopher. That is a big gamble. I mean, when you rolling that dice, I mean, what do you think? Probabilities on your side here on this one? Yeah, because I don't know. You kind of. I was convinced I wouldn't waver on this, but you really think the next time around we're gonna get ahead of this, or what?
Well, I don't think it works that way for everybody. I think based on the work you've put in and what you've done, you can be led that way. And I think my guides are pushing me that way.
Okay. So so maybe those people now that have these cushy. I mean, maybe what do you think about this? Okay, above all else, right? Can you imagine? I've posed this question a time or two, and I just at the time I could talk to you guys forever. But what if you all of a sudden this whole Earth thing, and we crossed over, and it's like all of a sudden you're back to maybe in your 30s, and you hear, "Congratulations, your simulation on planet Earth has been completed successfully," or something. What is your response? What would you do? Do you think that's a possibility? Like a simulation?
I can see that as a possibility. I don't know how I'd feel about that.
I'd be pissed. Wouldn't you be pissed?
I would, because I've always got something else I want to do.
Doesn't it just kind of resonate with you a little bit too much? That's the way I feel. And I'm like, you know what? If that's it, I'm like, if I paid for this, I'm going to demand refunds. There's litigation, and there's me tying you up in court for the rest of your lives. If you don't, you know what I mean? That's where I'm at with it.
That's great. Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Yeah, you feel it too. It's like, oh, if it really all of this, I'm like, if it amounts to that, what do you think, Patience?
Sorry, ask the question again. I had family asking me something.
Oh, okay. So I said, what if after all this, imagine this whole 9 yards, and you wake up from this life thinking you're going to be in that nice afterlife, but instead you hear, "Congratulations, you have completed your simulation on planet Earth, successfully." How would you feel?
I don't know, because it depends on what year.
You wake up in your 30s. Well,
I am in my 30s, so
okay, you wake up in your 20s. We'll give you some younger years for you.
I mean, there's definitely some things that I would be okay with keeping that I have in my 30s, like right now, the infirmary.
No, but can you imagine what would happen if you woke up and that's the reality of it all? And it's like, "Congratulations, Patience, you have completed your simulation on planet Earth." I said, you didn't hear our responses. I said, I would be there would be pitchforks and torches, and I would be mad, very angry.
I'd probably be mad.
Why?
But I probably also would
be relieved.
I'd probably ask myself, did I get to go see aliens during this time? Because I was big into everything in my 20s too.
No, this is a whole simulation, going to,
I'd probably be mad. Honestly.
Hell yeah. If you wouldn't be, I'm mad for you.
I'd probably be mad, but I mean, I don't think I would be too mad because you can ask Christopher, I'm one of those simple people where I don't get mad at too much unless it's like some lady T-boning me and I lose my car. So.
And that happened last week.
2 weeks ago.
Or was it been 2 weeks? Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks.
Did that happen from your accident?
Yeah, so my wrist was broken right below my radial bone, which is right here. So I just had surgery on Thursday for it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I remember getting your message. I was like, that's okay. Like, I'm just glad you're safe. Like, you know.
Yeah, so I mean, if we were in a simulation, I probably would be pissed. But was it a simulation to teach us a lesson? Or was it just a simulation that we needed to be in, you know?
I do like the idea of waking up and all of a sudden my back is like it was in my 30s instead of in my 40s. I like that idea.
Christopher.
I'm going to wake up in my 20s, like, I mean, mid-20s, not too early. But
literally a year and a half ago, no, 2 years ago, 2 years ago. 2 years ago, you carried 41 piles of roofing shingles from the second floor of the building to the top floor of the building for them to be able to put part of the new roof on.
So Christopher's got some muscle.
I did it just the right way too. I woke up in very minimal pain the next day. It was great.
Did you take some like a leave, at least a couple of leave before you?
No, I knew how to use my legs. I used my legs, not my back. If I would have used my back, I'd still be trashed a year and a half or 2 years later.
You'd be at the chiropractor for sure.
I was alone in the building. I had music on. I was dancing and singing for the ghosts.
You okay, Jay?
That's cool. That's fun. That's the fun stuff right there. Yeah. So, I mean, that you guys, it's been absolutely fantastic meeting you. And Christopher, I've been like, you know, I felt so isolated over here at MK Invasion, not knowing anybody else. So you're the first person I met that does another podcast here. So that's, well, no, I guess there was another one, but I don't think she any longer does it. So why didn't you tell the people where they can find you? And I would love to too, if you guys want to come on my show, I'd love to invite you on too and have you on as my guest. It'd be wonderful. But
yeah, I'm pretty easy to find. The two best places to find my work are the Crooked Path Paranormal YouTube channel. That's myself and my buddy Noah Flynn. You can also find me on the Paranormal Medium Patreon page where I write about my experiences. I've got my first book coming out in August, coinciding with ISSCon, the Indiana State Sanatorium Convention. So that'll be pretty exciting. I'm around. I'm all over the place. You can catch me on the Paranormal Playbook Show every other Monday, my Crooked Convo show for my Crooked Path Paranormal channel every Wednesday, and then Viral Venom on Wednesdays as well. I'm all over the place.
Yes, you are.
Mandy, I was just reading about Mandy's dream. It sounded like she connected to someone.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
Cool. That's cool. You had a very real experience.
My question is, Mandy, is this mansion investigatable? Because I haven't heard of a lot of places in Pittsburgh. A lot of places I've heard of are like surrounding areas of Pittsburgh.
I think it was a friend's. I shouldn't speak for it, but I remember when they were going. It sounded like somebody opened, or they were scouting for something. I don't know. Mandy, you got to tell your story. I'll mangle it. He's everywhere. They must be talking about you, Christopher.
I am. I'm everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
But you should plug your psychic hunt in May while you're talking about yourself.
Yeah, that is right around the corner. So I've got 3 psychic public ghost hunts at the Fairfield County Infirmary this year. The first one's coming up the first weekend of May, that Friday. I will be taking people through a history tour, and then we'll be diving into some practical hands-on sessions in how to work with the building's energy, and then we'll dive in more on the psychic perspective. There'll be a seance end of the night. So first one's coming up first weekend of May, and actually third weekend of April, I've got a not so much a psychic event, but a public ghost hunt at the old Paulding Jail in Paulding, Ohio. That's a fun place too. You can find that on my Facebook page.
Is that where you're located, Ohio?
Yes. Yeah, we're both.
I'm in Iowa. Like, yeah, kind of neighbors, but not.
You've got good places out there in Iowa. You've got Villisca, you've got Malvern Manor, you got McIntyre Villa, you have Farrar School,
Eidenberg Manor. Yeah,
you got so many good places out there.
Madison's only like an hour and a half away, like Mendota State Hospital. There's so many places around here. It's great.
Yeah.
So what about you, patients? Where can we find you at?
Well, if you book the infirmary, I'm usually your tour guide unless I'm out sick or something. Then Brent or Christopher are the two that kind of cover for me. But I have a TikTok page that I go live on occasionally. It is Paranormal Travels with Patients. I don't know when it is in the series of videos, but I will be showing on 2 Crooked Path paranormal videos as well, because I've gone on 2 investigations with Christopher and Noah. I'm going to eventually start a YouTube channel, but that's kind of hard right now between everything else that's going on in life. But I will eventually be starting one. And then my best friend, Stephanie Pitts, she has a event tour company called Haunted Havens LLC, and you can sometimes catch me with her at some of her events.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's been really nice to get to know both of you. I'm like,
this has been fun. It's great.
Yeah,
it's been fun.
Absolutely. Because I like I said, I get to see everybody, but it's not. And I knew that you were on Christopher's show the week before. So, but I had no idea like this whole dynamic. So it's this has been a lot of fun. I appreciate you guys coming on over here to MK Invasion every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, I'm So it's great. And then like I said, if you guys ever want to come on take your bows, guys.
I think after reading about Mandy's dream, I'm about to go have tea and cookies. It sounds so good right now.
Right.
It does sound good. Mandy, thank you. Yeah, for that. I mean, I know I was thinking that too. I was like, dude, I don't have any. Hot chocolate is where I went though. I don't even have any cookies, man. So on that note, it doesn't it with marshmallows? I'm like, I don't even know if I have any of that because we're just like that transition between seasons. So
right.
But yeah, again, it's been very nice to get to know all of you. I'm again Coley, also known as Coley Ufo over on SNX Radio. And too, I'd love to invite you guys on. So on that note, everybody have a great night. You can catch MK Invasion here on Forever Entertainment every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you can find Christopher at the Paranormal Playbook. And yeah. And that's all we have, really.
All right.
Night.
Sweet.
Good night.
Thanks for having us.
Yes.